Hello everybody, my name's Dr. Ian Sandel and I'm one of the admissions tutors here at the Department of Electrical Engineering and Electronics at the University of Liverpool. And I just want to talk to you briefly in this short video about our year in industry programs and our possibilities to spend time in industry as part of your degree. So all of our 4 programs, Electrical Engineering and Electronics, Avionics Systems, Mechatronics and Robotic Systems, and Computer Science and Electronic Engineering, have the possibility for you to spend a year of your course in industry. And that's true whether you're on the 3-year bachelor's or the 4-year integrated master's course. So why might you want to do a year in industry? Well, there are many great opportunities that a year in industry will provide for you. From a personal level, it gives you a great chance to put what you've been learning in lectures into practice. So you've been learning things in lectures and in labs, isolated. Now you actually go into the world of work and you see, how are these used? How are these implemented? They can really greatly enhance your knowledge and your understanding in the field. And we often find that students, when they return from a year in industry in their third and potentially 4th years, are much better focused, have much better understanding, appreciation of what they're being taught. And also, in terms of their lab work and their project work, they're much more methodical because they've learned the way it's done in industry, how to keep a good notebook, how to keep good records, how to plan effectively. And these can really boost them and boost their overall degree performance because of that. In terms of your future career options, it's a fantastic opportunity to just enhance your CV. A future employer is going to look much more favourably on you. So if they see your CV and they see that you spent some time in your degree working with a company, you know what it's like to go into the world of work, to meet deadlines, to structure your work appropriately, to work as part of a team. That really can help set you apart and really enhance your CV and enhance your employment options. Many people who spend time on a year in industry actually find that they're offered permanent placements by the company they've been on placement with. So they'll go there for a placement for a year, and quite often that company will say to them, when you've finished your degree, come back, work for us. So you can actually get direct employment from that. Now, some students like that, some students don't. Some students, it can be a real learning experience. You can spend time working for a company and you can realize that actually that work that you thought was kind of what you wanted to do isn't quite what you wanted to do. And maybe you don't want to work in the power industry, working on power generation, and actually what interests you more, microcircuits and things like that. And that's absolutely fine. That's a fantastic chance to understand that. You understand that in an isolated year during your degree, and then you've got the whole world open to you at the end of your degree to go and do what you now realise you like to do, rather than potentially embarking down a career path immediately after your degree with sort of less understanding and less knowledge. So that can be a good outcome for you as well. Now, there are options for you to take placements within the UK, in Europe, China, America. You can effectively study across the world as part of this year in industry. So you can go almost anywhere. The majority of people do go to companies in the UK, but there are options there to go further afield if that is something that would appeal to you. Now, in terms of helping you secure an industrial placement, so the industrial placements, these are put up by companies. So many big and small companies look for year in industry students. So these are year-long internships. They typically run from about August and September, from 1 year through to July, August the following year. And you're obviously paid for them. So companies will pay you. So they typically pay at the rate of about 2/3 what they would pay a graduate salary, because typically you're 2/3 of the way through your degree when you go on a year in industry. So it depends slightly what company you're with and where you are in the country, but typically year in industry placements will pay between about 17 and sort of 21, 22,000, something like that for the year for you to go and work there. But because these are put up by companies and they're paid placements, obviously you cannot be guaranteed a place. You have to apply for these. People from universities across the country will apply for these internships. But we have lots of systems in place to make you as competitive as possible for this. And these give us a really good success rate, where the vast majority of our students who want to undertake a year in industry actually manage to secure a placement. So both as a department and as the wider university, we have a strong careers and employability service. So we will look with you, firstly, to identify what companies are advertising internships and when those deadlines are, because different companies will have different deadlines. So we have a lot of experience working with different companies. So we know, for example, when Airbus's internships will be advertised. We know when Jaguar Land Rover are going to advertise their internships. So we know when they're coming up and we can help you look with them. We have good existing relationships with these companies. So they know our students are good students. They're technically very good. And therefore, they're encouraged to look at our students and really want to take them because they've taken them before, they know they're good, strong students, and that helps secure a place. We do lots of work on writing application forms, on doing mock interviews with you. A number of companies will do assessment centres as part of their selection process. So you'll go there for a day, you'll have an interview, and they'll put you through some various tests, numerical tests, logical tests. And these tests can be quite daunting the first time you do them. So again, as both a department and a university, we run a series of mock assessment centres to get you used to doing these aptitude tests, to doing these logic tests, to understanding the way in which these companies are going to interview you and assess you. And I say, because of that, the vast majority of our students who select to go on a year in industry manage to secure a placement for their time there. Now, as I say, all our courses come with an option for a year in industry. So all 4 programs and the bachelor's and the master's option. So the year in industry is typically taken at the end of your 2nd year. So you will do 2 years of lectures. You will then go out to a year of industry for a year, and then you will return and do either your final year if you're on a bachelor's course, or your final 2 years if you're on your integrated master's course. Now, while all our degree programs have separate UCAS codes and you will apply for a separate course, for example, mechatronics and robotic systems with a year in industry, the year in industry option isn't fixed at the point when you first apply and when you first come to us. So you're able to change onto and off of the year of industry course as you progress through until you get to this sort of end of year 2 point when you need to begin your year in industry. So you can spend your first year or so really understanding the course and thinking about, do I want to do a year in industry? You can talk to students that have just come back from a year in industry and see how they enjoyed it. And that can help you make the decision as to whether you feel the decision for a year in industry is right for you or not. So in theory, you have until the end of your 2nd year to make that decision, because that's when you're going to go on your year in industry. In practice, you've really got till about Christmas in year 2, because that's when all the activities I was just talking about, all those mock interviews will take place, the sort of mock assessment centres, when the companies are advertising for places will be around Christmas of each year. So you've got till about Christmas time of your 2nd year to really make your decision as to whether you want to go on your year in industry or not. So although you've applied for one course, you're able to change back and forth during that sort of 18-month spell, depending on sort of what you feel is right for you. So say you can talk to people who've been on the industry, you can talk to your academic advisor, you can talk to other members of staff, and you can make a decision that you are happy with and you feel is best for you. Here is just a selection of some of the companies our students have spent time with over the last few years as a year in industry. So we have quite a lot of students go to ARM. Not sure how many of you have heard of ARM, but ARM design microprocessors. So if you have a mobile phone, 99% of the chips in mobile phones are designed by ARM. So we have a number of students go there each year for a year in industry. We have, say, people that go to Jaguar Land Rover, BAE Systems, Scottish Power, and a whole host of other companies sort of across the country. So I hope you find this short video useful, and I hope you continue to explore the resources that we have available here on our virtual open day for you. Thank you for your time.